3 days since the much-hyped drop of Travis Scott's third studio album, ASTROWORLD, and Travs wasted no time in putting out his first visual for the album, the fan favorite Stop Trying to Be God, a track with an airy vibe and a very interesting message, both conveyed by the video he dropped today. I just want to dive into it, so if you're new to this channel, welcome to my Explain series, where I take a look at popular hip-hop music and videos and give my analysis. You can subscribe below and follow me here on Instagram, but without further ado, here's my analysis. A lot of people are saying this is a sub towards Kanye, and I can totally see why, but I think it's more than that. Especially the fact that the goofy style resembles the iconic Bound 2 music video. But I think the video shows that this serves as a double purpose, as the introspective story of his own personal journey, of dealing with fame and overcoming not just his ego, but his fascination with how much power and influence he has. I feel like the style mimicking can show that Travis now understands how Kanye must have felt when both of their egos were at their highest, and to say it's a sub would make very little sense, considering Kid Cudi himself is on this track and Kid See Ghost just happened. Let me explain. The video opens with Travis herding a lot of sheep, a very biblical image associated with the Lord guiding his people. In Trav's case, he probably sees this as him having influence and guiding his fans, and though it may be a little condescending at first glance, I think it's a criticism of how he used to see his relationship with his own fans in his most egotistic times. The video goes from there to take us to the rise and fall of Trav's desire to be God, his realization that it's self-destructive, and that his life of drugs and money that fuels his ego and that he leads some of his fans to isn't as important as giving back to his community positively. Let's look at where in the video I saw those themes, scene by scene, through a video that can really take us through Travis's mind and explain the song's lyrics as well. The airy vocals at the start chanting fresh air, palm trees that can break your heart, I think is a reference at the beginning to how beautiful the more wholesome aspects of God's creation can be, a sort of humble appreciation for the world around us before diving into the real message. Next in the track itself is a look into Travis's world, the rollies, the money, the women, and reflected in the video, the partying, which is the world a lot of his music creates and has influence over. But in the video and in the music itself, those few bars, he seems bored of it all, as if he's explaining it all again for the 100th time before people start running away, and he looks up at flame coming his way. Instead of running away, embraces it. It's like in this moment he realizes how important being humble is, giving back is, and he accepts his punishment from God in humbling him. He burns alive in place, taking it all in, until a pan to a shot with him sitting with Kylie Jenner as his guardian angel, perhaps implying that there's some role we don't know about that she had in his realization of humility, and she's been there for him through it. Then, in a twist, the God looking down that just shut his party down is himself, implying that God himself doesn't even have to punish him because it's his lifestyle that punishes himself, and he burns himself alive through it. In trying to be God and trying to have power, he self-destructs. We get more of a view of this world with girls dancing in the sky, until another few scenes with the same repeated message. In this one, he's preaching and trying to lead kids, then baptizing people with partying spirit in this scene, until once again he's perpetrator of his own destruction, riding around in that badass dragon. He's forced to humble himself through realizing that in a world where he would be God, he would end up destroying himself, and that he should quit that role and instead of being a bad influence, give back to those very people. Again in this scene, the same message is presented when he lasers his own skin off, disintegrating, showing what his fate would be if he kept trying to be God. Then we cut to a scene of supposedly his own funeral, a darker, more serious, and more real place than his fantasy world where he's God, to a scene that explains the reason why Kylie's his guardian angel and took him out of that state. Travis is a child now, and understands how it feels to have one of those impressionable young people, represented I guess by the sheep going back to the beginning, though this kinda looks like a goat, same idea, and now understands the consequences and is willing to change. There's my take on the video. If you agreed, leave a like and subscribe, and as always, share what you think down below. See you all next week.